spotted something. That sounds like the Queen.
Isbiel, the traitor! Where is she? I will split her black skull in two!
Justinia pounds her fist against her head. One smack.
You may not believe me, but what I did, I thought I did for the sake of my people. The sinking of the Peacemaker, the driftwood smuggling operation, the Death Fog, Black Peak Isle. Power always comes at a great cost. Sometimes you have to take some lives to save others. And I shall always put Dwarven lives first. You must understand this. It was only a matter of time, she said. And I never doubted it. The scouts talked of living weapons nailed to crosses, of blank-faced wizards, an entire force of them. If we didn't come for the Order, the Magisters and Paladins, they would come for us. They had my ear all the while, the Black Ring. I'm sorry. Truly sorry. To think of it.
Bless his heart. Please do tell him to rest his mind. Mikael is no man of courage, but he's as loyal as a fresh-fed pup. But do be sure to keep my whereabouts private, at least for now. My concerns in up. The void closes in then. It's so much more dangerous than even Death Fog. Death Fog we can see and smell. The void is empty, intangible. We don't know it's there until its creatures are upon us.
She was a scientist of sorts, or so the town criers chanted. She knew of the ways of nature and beyond, and I invited her to court to show me. She healed the sick and soothed the wounded. I saw it with my own eyes. I brought her close. Her words were wise, and her aims, well, they seemed so pure. It was after Alexander assembled the quorum that Isbiel turned my mind to thoughts of war. Our scouts and spies aided dwarven sorcerers where and when they could, but Isbiel insisted the monks and shriekers would touch dwarven land. When we came to Arx to prepare, she rarely left my side except to tend to her laboratory. I'd no idea what atrocities she'd been committing there.
Kem? Linda Kem? All the better that he's avoiding Paulina like the porcine plague, then. The Kem estate is the only safe haven remaining for me in this burning city. This black ring rot has infected the very soil we tread,
and the air we breathe. I must not let it reach the kingdom.
So unless you've no more grievances to air...
How many innocent lives will die before you see reason? Kill her!
Forgive her. Justinia has learned from her mistakes. Let her return to her people in peace.
What's done is done. Murdering Justinia now solves nothing.
The Queen nods a goodbye to you.
Until I can return to the kingdom, I will be at the Kem estate. Royalty is always welcome there. Paulina would have it no other way.
Seems the Queen can handle herself.
Isbiel reached the source from these people.
Junk. Spotted something. Isbiel was planted in the royal court quite some time ago. This conspiracy has been a long time brewing. spotted something.
The great machines sit even through the seals of the great system.
A faint gossamer of death fog rises from a junction where the release valve meets a pipe. A swift sparks fly, and metal plates butt the death fog streak.
It's time to get out of here now! Locked.
The statue reaches to the bottom, drops out. The elf gives you a slow clap. Clap, clap, clap.
The evil Isbale is dead. The doctor will see you now. Permit me to mark it on your map. Do not tarry. He urgently desires to speak with the magnificence that is you, Losa.
The elf bows his head. She nods a greeting.
Look at the size of that thing.
The man in front of you is clad in a ragtag assortment of garb. He looks up from repairing a battered instrument.
Ho there, fellow traveller. Luronta. Looking for some cheer to lighten the mood of this grim city? Yes, Callisti, I did indeed. Such a beautiful place. Such beautiful folk. It makes me sad the children of today could never see it. Well, Rav, at some point, long ago, I decided poetry had but two purposes. To quicken the people's... Look around you. You'll find fear and longing and desperation. What good is a bard's solemnity in a city besieged by void and divided by war? My privilege and my duty is to remind the people of Arx that there's blue sky and shimmering sun. Of course, and glad to. What do you say, Rav?
The poet tips his floppy hat to you as he counts the coin you handed over.
Now, what poem would you care to hear? An old classic or an original verse? Take a seat, Rav. Make yourself at home. Give me a moment to clear my throat. And listen.
The war drums keep the rhythm of patrol. I like your loot. Can I sell you a real one? Establishes control. Sound the horn and shout the battle cry.
'Tis through their might that peace
I
may
know
multiply.
quality when I see it, and I bet you do too.
Of silver, gold, and diamonds now dispose. With friends and lovers, find your true repose.
Valuable artifacts,
So journey forth
and
and tread the proper trail, and shout to all, the humans must prevail.
I know quality when I see it, and I bet you do too. Care to trade?
Patience, my friend, patience. I'll get to the recitation right soon enough. Sorry, Rav. I don't take requests for free. Sure, Laronta. I will be here, should you wish to hear a poem.
Real antiques at realistic prices. Who cares to trade?
Patience, my friend, patience. I'll get to the recitation right soon enough.
Valuable artifacts, heirlooms, and
I know
antiquities.
quality when I see it, and I bet you do too. Care to trade? My friend here has taste. Care to trade, friend?
You never lose hope, do you?
My friend here has taste. Care to trade, friend?
Rarities, remnants, and relics. Buying and selling.
The trader sways in time to the bard's tune, but stops as you approach. She looks at the mansion nervously.
Looking for, something special? Am I that transparent? I'm a little on edge, it's true.
She nods to the looming estate.
See behind me? That's Linda Kem's mansion. And if Cat's to be believed, Kem's got something valuable in there. So valuable that if we can find it, we'd be set for life. She's in there now, looking for this thing. I don't know what it is, but Cat promises our lives are about to change for the better. She's an appraiser, and a damn good one at that. Kem's obsessed with his own riches. He brings Cat in to tell him how much his collection's worth, then basks in his wealth like a lizard in the sun.
Her voice lapses into a soft whisper.
People like Kem, they just get richer and richer, while the rest of us scramble for their scraps. Cat says we deserve better, and I believe... All done, then?
The war drums keep the rhythm of patrol. Humankind establishes control. Sound the horn and shout the battle cry. 'Tis through their might that peace may multiply. Of silver, gold, and diamonds now dispose. With friends and lovers, find your true repose. So journey forth and tread the proper trail, and shout to all, the humans must prevail.
Who cares to trade? war drums keep the rhythm of patrol. Humankind establishes control. Sound the horn and shout the battle cry. 'Tis through their might that peace may multiply. Of silver, gold, and diamonds now dispose. With friends and lovers, find your true repose. So journey forth and tread the proper trail. And shout to all, the humans must prevail.
She responds with a nervous wave, and her...
It's dark, but I can hear the water below.
The city is swarming with pilgrims. The house is swarming with salamanders. My patience is wearing quite thin. The city is swarming with pilgrims. The house is swarming with salamanders. My patience is wearing quite thin.
Rarities, remnants, and relics. Buying and selling. I found you. Again, this time I'll find you. Not a chance, but you'll never find me.
A word of warning. There are lizards in the house.
You never lose hope, do you? Quite nice.
Yet another... My word, the mansion's positively overrun with foreign folk on this most inauspicious of Lucian's days.
He catches himself and scrapes his throat in a brief moment of embarrassment.
I do apologize if I came across as impertinent just now, and I hope you'll forgive my unabating boldness when I assume Sir has come here in search of an audience with either Lord or Lady Ken. Oh, I meant, of course, the lizard excellencies that have sought shelter under this esteemed roof in the aftermath of the dreadful attack that was inflicted upon the Imperial Consulate.
Come out, wherever you are.
It saddens me to say there are a number of deaths to mourn, but no doubt we all rejoice at the survival of the nobles. After all, a mere clerk is so easily replaced, wouldn't you say? As you so rightfully point out, sir, quite unlike a butler. Lady Kem is having tea in the drawing room over in the north wing. I'm quite certain a person as obviously well-travelled as yourself will have no problem drifting in that general direction, should he deem it fit to do so. Oh, gracious, her? I truly hope you are not in cahoots with that brazen peddler. Well, she's in the dining room. I'm afraid I can't accommodate you with the opportunity to have a word with Milord Kem at this precise moment, sir. Milord left early in the morning in pursuit of business, and he hasn't yet returned. I'm not privy to the details of Milord's ventures, but I gather his outing pertains to his office as Grand Master of the Paladins and the ousting of certain firebrands from the city. A most noble task, I'm sure. Unless I'm quite mistaken, in which case I once more apologize profusely, you'll most likely find Milord in the immediate vicinity of the Magister headquarters. The Magisters, in case my previous sentence lacked clarity, being the firebrands I alluded to. Yes, do please excuse me, for I've a party of dignitaries to attend to. They've an appetite for an aperitif, and the port, needless to say, does not pour itself.
Do pass the tea.
Ah, indeed.
Linda, I fear, is far too busy with his little coup. Perhaps he may find some time for us later. But let's not hold our breaths, shall we? More tea. Do pass the tea.
The weather has been frightful.
I don't believe you're here at my behest, are you, darling? Do feel free to rest your feet elsewhere in the manor before being on your way. Ta-ta. I don't believe you're here at my behest, are you, darling? Do feel free to rest your feet elsewhere.
I hope everything is to your utmost satisfaction.
Yes, quite.
I must take advantage of the moment. We are only granted an audience by invitation.
She'll find me.
Come out, wherever you are. Come out, wherever you are.
I saw Daddy with some weird-looking cat in the garden. I think he was even talking to it. He called it Archew, I think. Anyway, I asked if I could pet it, but Daddy shooed me away.
The statue reaches toward the sky, as though the bottom drops out from within you. She lifts you up, up, up.
I've spotted something. Now we'll see where Kem was hiding.
And falls on Lord Kem's command.
The bloom opens before your eyes, resplendent and regal. It emits a sweet, subtle scent, like that of a rose, though more intoxicating. Your whole body flushes. You're sure you must be glowing, so deep does the warmth dwell.
Sorrow. Our joy shall be the God-woken's sorrow. Our joy sorrow.
The unusual bloom continues unabated, as if parroting someone's word.
The advocate is dead. The doctor is in. The advocate. The wolf. Take him. The wolf. Take the wolf.
The flower has gone quiet.
The water rises and falls on Lord Ken's command.
A blood rose bush. When not in flower, it barely stinks at all.
For heaven's sake, would you please... Oh, ever so sorry. I thought you were that rotten butler about to warn me once again to take the ocular, not the tactile approach. I swear I've a mind to beat him to death with the nearest dictionary I can find. Much obliged. I'll most certainly keep that in mind. That little snob thinks me unworthy of being in his precious lord's mansion appraising his precious lord's collection of antiques. Just you try judging the state of a Vedistian armoire if you're not even allowed to rummage through its drawers. Oh, he's all blood and battle, all right. Until you show him a Ferolian snuff box or an ancient imperial fainting couch, then he's as giddy as a cat in a field of catnip.
He knows very well I'm the best in the business. Asked me to value his collection personally. I'm merely appraising the many antiques gathered in here in this beautiful mansion.
A roguish little smile suddenly plays upon her lips.
What else would I be doing?
How dreadfully crowded these rooms have become. One so yearns for the calm of earlier days.
How very perceptive of you. I could use sharp eyes like that. Consider yourself invited. Now listen closely. Rumor has it that Lord Kim's mansion is built upon a massive vault in which he hides his true valuables. His entire house is but a smokescreen for the real treasure hidden underneath. I've had no luck so far in locating this fabled vault, but if you do, I swear the entire hoard is yours. No questions asked. All I want in return for this information is a trio of curios that is said to be kept inside. The portrait of the divine, the cup of kings, and the scroll of eternity. Everything else is yours. A most satisfactory arrangement. Did you find them? Ugh, I suppose patience. I want no trouble from you. This job is dull, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Tragedy befell us at the consulate, but at least Lord Kem offered us pleasantries and protection. He's one of the few truly honorable souls left in this city.
My. Unless I've gone quite colorblind, you must be the Red Prince. The Lizard Consulate is gone, I'm afraid. All that survives of it is what I managed to take with me. Care to see what I have? Perhaps we can make an arrangement. It was quite terrible and wonderful, my prince. Slaughter, death, opportunity. We were gathered there in anticipation of Lucian's Day when the Red Princess walked in, accompanied by no other than Bramos the Wanderer. We knew not who she was, but Bramos told us the tale of the Red Majesties and how they would engender the return of the great Red Dragons. No sooner had we fallen to our knees in reverence than the ground shook, monsters howled for blood, and fires raged around us. Many a great noble perished in that sudden hell. As for myself, I'm glad I survived long enough to collect what treasures I could, as the Red Princess would surely have wished. Surely you might find something useful among them? Oh, it was devastating, to be sure. But what good does mourning do for either the living or the dead? I found a spot of fortune in the flames. It would be wrong to squander it, yes? Our consulate may be gone, but I will not let us be reduced to utter beggars. I merely do what is best to sell anything of value. The voice of the ancient empire must still be heard in Arx, and that will require gold.
My esteemed lord, the Red Prince. You should speak to Lady Vikra, your highness. She has been eagerly anticipating your arrival.
My word, the Red Prince. A moment of your time, please, your majesty, if you can spare it.
What say you? Have we time to spare? Very well. By all means, milady. Speak.
It's about Sadha, my prince. I met her in our empire's consulate here in the city. She is pregnant with your offspring, but in mortal danger as well. Voidwoken swarmed the consulate. Flames engulfed all. But even then, the Dreamers stood by her and tried to take her into the Sanctuary of Dreams. Go to her, your majesty. Find her and safeguard her. For her sake, and that of your children.
I bit the Master Kim, I did. I could have sworn it was another man in a master suit, but it weren't. Now I'm in the doghouse like the humans say. I couldn't help it. I swear. It came all smelled like when the garden man cuts down a decayed tree, like he was using flowers to hide the rots. Only nudging and tail wag the next time, I promise. No licking, though. I don't want to taste the rot again.
Lady Kem has been kind enough to host me until I can return to the kingdom. I vow to take greater care in whom I trust. I must seek to avoid further tragedy than we have already seen. Yes? What about them? She was a scientist of sorts. She healed the sick. It was after Alex, when we came to Arx to prepare. A mother would do anything for her children. Isbale it was only a matter of time before the order would come for her. Isbale was... My mistakes will... I rebuild. The Dwarven people deserve answers. They deserve apologies. They deserve to walk the street. They deserve a future. A jubilant one. It's up to me to give it to them. Farewell.
Looks like Kem's locked this hatch, on top of submerging it. He must have a lot to hide.
As you near the garden, the rustling of leaves and branches turns to an insidious murmur. The closer you listen, the clearer the whispers become.
Source in the air. He must be near. Chem. The doctor sends his regard.
The doctor has some explaining to do.
water rises and
I can't use this now. Not now.
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud.
The elf stands in front.
Don't fret, my lady, and don't falter. You didn't call to Lucian for succor, for I am here to answer your purchasing prayers on this day of celebration.
There's bodies in the streets. Not anymore.
What a pile of junk.
It got damaged in the fight. It'll fix it.
You're confident. I'll give you that.
I heard that the paladins killed unarmed magisters. Didn't even let them surrender.
Too loud.
statue reaches toward the sky. The bottom drops out.